It's Laser 101 Essential with Attitude, Super Duper Morning Show. We got a special guest joining us in the building, son of the soil. That's right. Many would consider him a technology guru, but he would call himself an ethical hacker, author, and much, much more. We got Mr. Gregory Richardson in the building. Good morning, Gregory. How you doing, man?
Honored to be here, Kevin. It's been a long time. I left here. You were, was it Teen Time? Yeah, it was Teen Time.
Teen Time, Loud and Loving It.
And stuff like that.
I was doing Loud and Loving It. I was doing Rude Awakening with Bulldog, probably.
You're a media mogul, dude.
Hey.
I told Alston the same thing. Alston is like multimedia.
Yeah,
he is radio, TV, web, apps, porn, like whatever. Like, holy cow.
Now, this is something that you've always been into when it comes to technology, from just basically, setting up a basic computer, and now with AI and everything. You do it all pretty much. Cybersecurity. Yeah, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself, because you were born in St.Maarten, then you moved away, I guess, due to opportunities, which you've been kind of showing off now.
The story there is actually more complex than that.
Mm-hmm.
I moved with no opportunities in front of me.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people don't know this here, but I'm going to be super transparent with your audience right now.
Right.
I moved, and my wife and I and our daughter, who was a baby then, 6 months or something like that, we moved, and we had probably about $1,500 in savings. That's all we had. We had no house here, no nothing like that. No cars, the bank owned the cars, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So we left with nothing. Neither of us had jobs lined up. I had a startup, my business from here. I opened a branch in the U.S. and I was assigned to work for them and them only. So I couldn't even go out and get a job because I'm not American. And we was trying a thing.
Okay.
It was my wife's idea. I give her all the credit. She says she feel like there's bigger things somewhere else.
She had that intuition.
I didn't agree with her at all.
Right.
She literally said, you in politics and stuff, I can give you, I think it was 10 years or something like that. And when the 10 years ran, it's 10 years.
We got to go.
So I was like, all right, let's do it. I made a promise, so I'm going to do it. And then things started to work out there, and it turns out she was right.
Okay.
But yeah, we left with, you want me to be even more transparent?
Yeah.
I was so broke when I left here, I couldn't even pay Safe Cargo for the freight to ship. I had about 5 boxes of stuff that I needed to send to the States. All the stuff I owned in the world. Me and my wife and our daughter. I didn't even have enough money to pay them.
Wow.
I paid them with a bounced check.
Ooh.
For real. And I knew when I was writing, I ain't telling nobody go do this, huh? I knew when I was writing the check was bounced.
Yeah.
But I was like, I got to get my stuff up there because my family going up there. We had no more apartment here. The people from Safe Cargo reached out a month or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 later, and I did end up paying them.
Okay.
So thanks to Sandra, if she's still down there, and Kate, who used to be the owner, I don't know if she still is, for giving me the grace to pay you all later. But yeah, that's how rough it was.
Wow.
It wasn't we going up and the U.S. waiting for us with open arms. We had one car. We bought a Dodge Dart. And let me give you the facts, ma'am. It's an old station. Oh, no, sorry. A Dodge Caliber. That was what it was. An old station wagon. We bought that old.
Okay,
used,
the one all right.
And we had no credit because we never lived in the States before. So we had to get it by one of these loan shark type places. Our interest, we needed like a $4,000 loan to get it.
Okay.
The interest was 24.5% per month.
What? Why would you do that?
Because we had no other options. I had to get my daughter to daycare. My wife looking for a job. I looking for. So we split that one car.
Damn.
When I used to still come to St.Maarten once or twice to do stuff for GB.
Yeah.
No big job. That was a 1,200 guilder a month job. The board job. I used to catch a bus. The public transportation bus from my apartment, go to the airport, jump on the plane, come to St.Maarten, do the work for GB, catch the flight, come back, 2, 3, 4, 5 days later, and catch a bus 11 o'clock in the night.
To go back home.
A public transportation bus with the bums and the homeless people, etc., and had to transfer buses and catch a second bus and then to get back home and then walk a half mile with my suitcase to reach to their apartment.
Wow, I'm surprised you even made that decision because, like I said, I know you for a long time.
Forced.
You're You're a guy that's, very, when it comes to, analytics and numbers and everything, you're very precise. And you're the type of person like, listen, if it doesn't make sense, we're not going to do it. It doesn't make sense to move forward. But like you said, your wife had this hunch and you followed through.
Yep.
And when was the turning point that things started to change for you, that you could afford that 24 point something interest? And
we afforded the 20 something point something interest the day we landed.
Okay.
A month or two later, we got that car because we needed it.
Okay.
Because Charlotte, North Carolina doesn't really have good public transport. So if you don't have a car, you ain't going nowhere.
Oh yeah, that's where you were first.
So I was forced to get that. We moved there in November. My wife got a job in about April, May. So that was our first income. And then things started to cool. And this time we live in a little apartment, a little $600 a month apartment. 2 months in, our savings, remember I said I had like $1,500 or so, our savings was done. So I sold my PS, whatever it was back in those days, 5432, whatever. I sold that on eBay. I sold everybody knows me here from playing paintball. I sold all my paintball gear on eBay to pay the rent. Like things we was running right on the edge. I used to calculate where I can go to get like Chick-fil-A for the family to eat if, we trying to do a weekend out. Based on how much change I could find in the couch and stuff.
Right.
Because that's how much gas I can afford to buy. So the Chick-fil-A that's a mile and a half away, I can go to that one.
Right.
I'll give you one last little desperate situation story. Anybody who's ever used an ATM here or in the States know most ATMs have limits.
Yes.
$20 minimum, blah, 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 blah. Most times, my account had way below $20, $5, $18, $12. I found exactly where the ATMs were that would allow me to withdraw $5. And I literally, that was like part of my process, was knowing always where there's an ATM around me, so I can go and withdraw a $5 to go and put $2 gas and $3 to go and do some groceries. Like, it was straight up not easy.
That was rough, man.
April, my wife got a job in a bank. That thing started, it wasn't no high job, it was customer service type stuff. Things started to turn around. We saved a lot, etc., etc. Probably by June, it was weird, somebody asked me to buy a company, asked me to buy the company I had for little money, not like millions of dollars. But then I had to come and work for them because they didn't want me to compete with them in cybersecurity. Happened so, right around that time, Target and Home Depot get hacked. So now, little Caribbean boy in the middle of the banking capital of the U.S. Charlotte is the banking capital. Wells Fargo and Bank of America have their headquarters there. This Caribbean guy here been talking about cybersecurity, handing out business cards in the Sam's Club. They used to have a Sam's Club entrepreneurs breakfast every Thursday morning, 6 o'clock in the morning before Sam's Club opens. Sam's Club is like cost you less. Come in, they
get a membership and then whatever.
They have some free donuts there, and they would say all entrepreneurs come hand out your cards. That I was on schedule with that every Thursday morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, handing out cards. Was an ethical hacker. I do cybersecurity, blah 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 blah. So when Home Depot and Target got hacked right around the same time, suddenly the demand for cybersecurity was through the roof. Suddenly things started changing for me a little bit.
All right.
It took a solid 6 months for us to have 2 decent incomes, and there wasn't no crazy incomes. By 12 months, by December, again, this hard-headed wife of mine from Well Road says, love you to death, sweetie, says, we go look for a house. I said, we in an apartment, we good. Like, what we looking for a house for? We can't afford a house. She said, we just go and go look. I should have known it was a setup. No problem.
That's how it starts.
We went and looked for a house. We found a house in December. I was like, how we going to do this house? She said, let's just see if we could,
ask a question. The worst they can say is no.
Ask a question and apply for a mortgage and see what happened. Applied for a mortgage. It was a cheap house, $100,000 house. And we got approved for the mortgage. And they said, all you need, I promise you, this is the last sad story I will give you. Sad/hopeful story. They say, all you need, you're going to have closing in about 30 to 60 days. The cash that you got to bring to closing is $20,000, $22,000.
Okay.
We got maybe $1,000. Laura told me, my wife, verbatim, we came home. I was like, okay, so we approved. I got 30 days to raise $20,000. Well, how are we going to do this? My wife, who loves me, Dude, this was before OnlyFans.
Okay,
my wife who loves me, and as God is my witness, I'm not exaggerating. My wife says, you do what you got to do, whether you go dance on a pole or stand up on the corner.
So she gave you that green card.
We want that house, sweetie. And I agreed. I was like, this is the house we got to get.
Okay.
I then, so this is December-ish, I had my gig working from 8 to 5, a normal day job. I would catch the bus and go to downtown and work and do computer stuff in that office. And I told them, do you have any extra shifts? And they said, we don't really have extra shifts because I wasn't a shift employee.
Yeah.
But this other company over here does data center reorganization, which is unplug all of the servers out to the data center and rewire them. And the only time they can do it is after hours because they service like banks and investment companies when those companies are closed. So they need people who can work the 6 p.m. shift to midnight.
Ooh, okay.
I say, can they do 6 p.m. till 6 in the morning?
Oh.
They say, yeah, absolutely. So you'll get 2 shifts. I say, sign me up. So I was working Monday through Friday. God is my witness. I was working Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 in the morning.
Wow.
I would catch the bus, come home 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Take up the car because now my wife is home and my daughter's out of daycare, and I would take the car and drive to the data center, be there for 6 p.m. and I would work in the data center Monday through the only day I had off was Sunday.
Yeah.
Monday through Saturday I would work from 6 p.m. until 5 in the morning. Come home, bathe, jump in the bus, back to the regular office.
Wow.
I did that solid for, it ended up being more than 30 days. It ended up being about 60 days because the closing got delayed, which I needed because I didn't have the money yet.
Yeah.
And 2 days before the closing, the guy comes who I was doing the data center work for. He said, oh, sorry, we were a little slow in paying you. I have everything for you in one check.
Ooh.
He gave it to me in an envelope, and while I walk in the office, he said, thank you, and I put it in the bag. You know, I don't want to look hungry, desperate. You know, we from French Quarter, we got to keep the, as soon as he bust the corner and left, open the envelope.
Up that check.
It was about $1,000 more than I needed.
Okay.
I used the $1,000 extra to rent a big U-Haul truck because now we got an apartment, we need to move.
Yeah.
A U-Haul truck, and I called the church guys and I say, hey guys, I need like 10 guys. I could afford to buy pizza for you. Can I come on Saturday and help me move? And they did. And that's how we got into the house.
And there you go. Wow.
And that was now maybe February of the following year. So and then things now are starting to normalize, and I'm starting to see the light on the other side of the tunnel. We got rid of the 24% car. We bought a regular SUV, and things started to kind of matriculate and float around a little bit.
All right. So after all of that, now let's bring up to speed to today. You know, like you said, you know, when it comes to cybersecurity, when it comes to data management, you just recently did a presentation in Parliament. I know recently you just had a well, I don't know if you want to call it a workshop or a seminar where you would invite people to sign up, and you taught them about, you know, AI and apps and everything. How did you get to this point?
It's good.
Yeah,
it's good. So all of that time working in the U.S., all that story that I just gave you, I'm working still in cybersecurity. For anybody that remember, I used to have a company here called Secure Tech International.
Yes.
We did cybersecurity here on St.Maarten. It wasn't really a cybersecurity market for it, which is one of the reasons why I bought into when my wife said we need to leave. The argument she gave me is, you got like 2 customers here. Tell them, and sometimes government does need cybersecurity.
Yeah.
All the rest work you're doing is not cybersecurity. You because there's no market for it. She said, let's go to the States where they really have bigger companies that looking for cybersecurity. You know, young get through better.
Yeah.
And it was a plausible plan. So I landed, and all I'm focused on is cybersecurity. What I noticed in cybersecurity 20 years ago in the States, cybersecurity was one of the early, like 30 years ago, adopters of AI.
Okay.
So long before ChatGPT, cybersecurity in their back offices, they were using AI to track the millions of pieces of viruses that was flying around. And they say, look, we can't just document these like a dictionary anymore. It's too many.
Yeah.
So we're going to make AI algorithms that can look at the files and try to, you know, use AI to recognize that, hey, this looks like this, even though it's a different file. We're seeing similar behaviors. So let's categorize this. Let's do what's called classification and classify this as malware. So that's where I worked in cybersecurity for the last 20 years. So when ChatGPT popped, I was like, those things I've been learning about AI for the last 20 years, working in these cybersecurity companies, supporting the biggest banks in the world, the biggest governments in the world, GE, Ford, GM. Those are my clients still to this day. I'm going to write a book about it, and I'm going to try to help businesses, big and small, because I saw the opportunity. It was blatant. I said, I'm going to try to help businesses, big and small, use this AI thing that first only the huge companies had access to. Now, $20 credit card, everybody they carry Peter Paul has access to it. But it seems like it's just give AI and it's going to do it. It's not that way. There's certain things AI does really well. There's certain things you shouldn't even try to do with AI. It's a bad idea. So I was like, I will teach businesses those techniques, which I have learned from the last 20 years. And that will be, let's call it a side gig. So for the last 3-4 years, I've been doing seminars and teaching, and I get asked all over. Japan, Dubai, Europe, Germany, all over Singapore, all over the place to come and speak on how to use AI in businesses. That's I wrote my book about 2.5-3 years ago based on that as well. So I've been doing that. So every time I come to St.Maarten, like this is my island. Like, so I have a retreat, a weekend retreat this weekend. Mainly for the islanders. We got about 20 people. We got VIP dinner. They paid for it. They got in. It's mostly teachers. I got some sponsors. I got the sponsors to help pay for the teachers. So it's mostly teachers and educators, you know, people that could really benefit from it. And we rocking tonight. Or we have our VIP dinner. We're going to do a full personal AI demonstration. Tomorrow we're going to be all day in class from 8 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. We have catered breakfast and lunch. Don't call and ask about can you come. It's full. I'm just telling you so the public knows that these are the kind of things we're trying to do, and we're going to keep doing them. If I could encourage the St.Maarten public of one thing, don't be afraid of AI. Lean into it. I said this to Parliament. I'm going to repeat it here. 60 or 70 years ago, a couple of fellas on St.Maarten dared to think innovatively when all the rest of the Caribbean islands was chasing, let's grow bananas, let's look to do oil refineries. We were sending our young people from here to places like Trinidad and Santo Domingo and Curacao to go and work by Isla and whatever the name of the oil refinery was before our lifetime. That's the way it was. But two crazy people here, and I say that crazy people with all the respect in the world, said, why don't we do some hotels? Claude Watty and Clem LeBega. As far as I understand the history, and whether it's DP, SPM, or whatever, that's not the point. But they too said, we're going to try something crazy. Which is tourism. All the other islands are bothering with not tourism, we're going to try tourism. The other islands mocked us. Very few followed. Only when we got the ground swell and suddenly, oh my God, their whole economy is changing. And maybe 10, 15 years later, when now those bigger islands are sending their populations to us. Because St.Maarten, they got the dollar. So, go there and then send the money back home, which is an economy we still have today. Because somebody dared think, let's do something completely different for the Caribbean. Well, I suggest to every St.Maartener, don't wait for the government to do it. Every small business owner, whether you just make coconut drops or T-shirts, or you're a content creator or whatever, now is the time to figure out how you can use AI to take what we got here in St.Maarten and share it to the world. I've been to places in Singapore where they talk with a St.Maarten accent. Normal Caribbean accent. Why? Because it's well known in that part of the world, Japan, Asia, etc., is enamored with Caribbean culture. They love the music, they love the dances, they're tuning into the YouTube channels and the IG pages. They like that stuff. That's a appetited market that will consume stuff, including products from us. How many people here do you know are reaching out to Manila or to Singapore? Zero. So maybe we start doing that. Use AI just as a suggestion to do that for this. I ain't talking about Heineken. I'm talking about the small, regular, old business people. Don't wait for government to give you a big pension. Don't wait for Robbie's Lottery, if that still existed, for you to hit the big number. Yeah, my references are really dated. I haven't been here in a while. Don't wait for that. Lean in to whatever opportunity you have now. Everybody has something they have to offer. A skill, a talent, a service, a product, something they make, The world wants it, y'all.
Oh, wow.
AI could be your opportunity to get that out to the world.
Right. Now, how about the island on the whole? Because like I mentioned, you just had a presentation in Parliament, and there was some stuff that you discussed. I didn't get a chance to listen to it. But what are some things that St. Maarten as a whole, as a country, that we can do, especially when it comes to AI, to, put us ahead of pretty much, of the rest of the pack? Because like you said, St. Maarten was, leading in tourism for a long time. We've kind of slipped back and whatnot. Now we have other countries that are surpassing us. What's next for us? Like, what should we do? What is the next step?
I'm not going to say that AI is the opportunity for St. Maarten.
Mm-hmm.
I think our people have demonstrated after Luis, after Irma, and after, we want to go back earlier, maybe before your time, after Frederick and David, we're resilient. They just blow down the whole place, it is fall down, and a week later, St. Maarten is running around doing stuff. I remember after Luis, we had water for 6 months. I was pulling water out of a well in Well Road behind Andrew and Stephen them house.
Right.
Like, we don't care. We do what we got to do. We gonna make it. We gonna make this thing pop off. So don't feel like I'm saying it's only AI. But what can we all do as an island, as a society? I think it starts with education. Go out and get the knowledge. Nowadays, I ain't telling nobody go and get a degree in cybersecurity or any technological field. It's nice if you have the money and the time for it, but it's less useful. You can go online now. A friend of mine says you get a Harvard degree at the public library. You go online, you look at some good YouTube videos from quality sources. They're free. You follow some good podcasts. You read some good content. Get educated on your own without a scholarship and learn the tools that can push whatever it is you have forward. AI is one of those tools. So it starts with education. After you've been educated, the general recommendation I give around AI, if you're going to lean into AI in your business, find the tasks that are repetitive and not the core offering. So you are a media person. Don't try to replace the media person side with AI. No, because your skill, and I'm assuming your gift, your talent, your passion is media. But the marketing of that media and the little emails and the website that you want to set up to share that, you can hand all of that off to AI. Simple example I gave a couple of times here on the island. Obviously, I reached Monday. I reached Sunday, but Monday I was in town. I was doing my work. Like a true Colby boy, I got my bathing suit in the back seat of the car. So I had on a suit, coat, the whole kit and caboodle. I think Monday was the day I was with Parliament. When I done with all of that, I jump in the car and I fire straight down Mullet Bay. Reach Mullet Bay, put on bathing suit, going in the water there by the watering hole. Shout out to the York brothers. Going down in the water. My phone vibrates because I have a little personal AI assistant that I built, which at this course this weekend everybody's going to learn how to do as well. My personal AI assistant says, I noticed you are on a beach. Did you know that the beach itself is one of the most viral hooks that you can use in social media? You should record a video right now. This is my personal assistant telling me that. The shot you should start with is record your feet in the sand, walking, going. And then do a talking head video where you now pan up the camera, and you're now looking at the phone, and you are going to record something. Here, I know you normally talk about AI and this and this. Here are 6 trending topics. You could talk about any one of them. Pick which one you want. And I was like, yeah, this is a good one. I could talk about that. Here's 3 bullet points for that topic that I already researched. Go and record the video. So it laid out geographically, I know where you are. It laid out, this is how you should, this is what you should talk about. This is the shots you should use. And here's rough research on what you can talk about. I recorded the video. I purposely didn't post it yet, but I recorded it and I will post it on all of my socials next week. The message I'm trying to say is, did I not have that AI agent, which cost me about $15 a month running on the cloud? I would have needed a marketing guy, a research person, probably an executive assistant to give me the heads up beforehand that, hey, you're going to the beach. While you're at the beach, you should do something. I definitely would have needed a social media expert to tell me, hey, the beach is a catch, a good hook, because social media is all about the first 3 seconds. So show them the floor, show them the sand and your feet. Everybody in your market gonna go crazy. Where this black boy is right now with this beach thing, let me go and check it out. After that, I could talk about AI, the Bible, how to manufacture, Breaking Bad type products, whatever. They already hooked. So It's a very wise recommendation and opportunity. That's the level of of business acumen and the tools you need to have around you that today's technology supports. Any person, St.Maarten or wherever you're from, you have access to this and you can do this.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Quickly about the book that you wrote, you said about 3-4 years ago. Yep. Is it still available? Can people get
100%.
it?
Bestseller on Amazon's business and technology list. I warn you in advance, it has very spiritual undertones. Anybody who knows me know I'm a little bit of a church boy, still very much a church boy. So I'm very upfront about that. It's not preachy. I don't have no Bible verses in it whatsoever, but if you read it, you're going to be able to pick up, this guy believes in a higher power. Interesting. In spite of that, it's not on the Christian book bestsellers list. It's on business and technology innovation bestsellers list. Right. And it has been for years. It's available on Amazon. You can get it. It's called The 6 Technology Levers, or look up my name, Gregory Richardson. You'll find it. It's the only book I've written. I have probably about a case of books on the island. So find my father, me, or my sister. Those books stay on the island. You can always find them and buy a book from them. It's available on Kindle, hard copy, soft copy, Audible, or go to my website, which is my name, www.gregoryrichandson.ai.
Okay.
And you can order it there. You can see courses there. You can see the free stuff there. Everything.
All right. We got a call that just came in. Lazy, good morning. You're live on the air.
Hey, morning. Greg, big up. This is Joey Priest.
Joey Priest saying big up to you. All right. He's listening to you. You have any questions or comments for Gregory?
Listen, I learned from him now. This man teach me when I was growing up now.
Okay.
When I listened to his voice, I was like, but wait, but I'm Greg Richardson? But then I catch on. Boy, you're back on the island, but I don't see you.
Yeah, man. You guys can catch up. All right, Joey, take it easy, man. Thanks for calling.
Big shout out to Joey. Joey's much younger than me, but Joey was one of the young dudes back in the day.
Oh yeah,
he was the cell phone
Everybody
repair
went to
guy.
him. Yeah,
same thing. He leaned in to what his passion was. Glad to see he's still around. Much respect and appreciate the shout out, Joey. Good looking out, man. Good looking out.
Man. So what's next for you, Greg?
Here for the rest of the week. Going to do a couple more things with government and with some of the bigger companies here on the island. And then Tuesday I'm back home. Let me see. Friday I'm on a plane again going somewhere else.
Okay.
My life usually is every week. I'm in usually 1 or 2 places in the world.
Wow, okay.
And that's been that way for about 15 years.
Yeah.
American Airlines knows me by first name. Hey, Greg, how you doing? Look,
you got the flyer miles,
Look
man.
at Hot Teen, your apple juice there.
Okay.
Good to see you again, my friend. But that's my life. The only thing I'm very adamant about is I'm home every single weekend. So I try to be home from Friday till about Monday or so.
Okay.
And I'll leave either Monday night and I'll be back by Thursday night, Friday morning. Right. It's very important that I'm home with my daughters and my wife, etc. on the weekend. I have 2 bigger kids here as well, adult kids. So when I leave here, I'm going for breakfast with them.
Okay.
Family is extraordinarily important to me. It's probably the most important thing. But other than that, I'm working. So when I bounce from here, I'm gonna be working somewhere else. And if you want, go on the site and grab my socials. Follow me there. I promise you, it's not AI commenting or answering my socials. It's me.
That's actually you as a person.
So if you want to reach out, you can find me.
But when it comes to now, let's say technology, what do you think is next for that? I mean, it's very hard to, find out what the next trend is when it comes to technology. But what do you think might be the next big thing?
It's going to be continued and significant, accelerating advances in AI. So I'll give you a real tactical example. Last week, I want to say Sora 2, which is ChatGPT's video model.
I've been seeing a lot of that a lot.
Sora 1 was last year. Go look at the Will Smith video of him eating spaghetti. Looks like garbage.
Yeah.
You could make that same video now with free Sora 2 that you will not be able to tell that it's fake.
I mean, they have Martin Luther King coming down the wrestling ring and all kind of stuff going on.
You can expect that type of exponential improvement easily every 3 to 6 months. Easily. So the future is almost unlimited. And that's just talking about the AI space. Expect that video is going to get better. Expect that generation of audio and text is going to get much better. Expect that coding tools are going to get significantly better. No one should need to go. Right now, I'm talking about today. No one, if you need to build a website, you don't need to go and look for a website guy anymore. Go to Replit lovable, bolt.new, V0 Vercel, and type to it in English. I need a website to sell coconut drops in Manila. I am from St.Maarten.
Yeah.
Enter. In 5 minutes, you can have a full website with pictures of coconut drops, a map of St.Maarten. It's going to make suggestions from you. These are the colors you should use. It's going to ask you, do you want a logo? Let me make a quick logo for you. And in 15 minutes, for $20, you got the full website.
Wow.
Everyone has access to that now, and it will only get better.
Right. Now, you said it's getting better, but don't you think it's also going to be scary as well? Because some people, you have the good part of it, but then you also have the scary part of it, because especially you have a lot of videos that sometimes even I'm like, okay, is this real? I need to do some extra research to find out, because these videos look so, and it's like, okay, I don't trust it too much. I still need to go out and do my own research. I mean, how do we, avoid from getting trapped as well, or getting caught up in things that are not real? It's AI, but people are using it also for, to spread false information and whatnot. Yeah.
Interestingly, in the 1400s, and I write about this in my book, get a book, I won't go into much detail now. In the 1400s, so, pre-Christopher Columbus, the world was in the Dark Ages, specifically in the European continent. People were dropping down like flies by millions from the Black Plague. And a German goldsmith made something, because he wasn't selling gold no more because people was dying, they ain't buying gold. He created something called a movable type machine, printing press.
Yeah.
In that era, 1400s, they said the same thing. This thing is going to be used to spread lies and gossip, and that's what they did with it initially.
Yeah.
People were writing gossip rags, gossip trades, and very sexual type stories. They didn't have pictures, but it was very, basically porn, but by words only. And that was spreading, and everybody was up in arms. This thing is evil, it's going to go bad. Maybe 20 years into the middle of the Gutenberg, a monk in Mount Athos in, I believe that's in Greece, said, listen, we've been handwriting these biblical manuscripts for decades now. It takes us 10 years to write one. Why we don't try printing press? Long story short, the printing press shifted the entire world's literacy rates from sub 10% globally to now they're probably well into the 80s and 90% globally. That's because the printing press gave everybody access to stuff they wanted to read, so it ended up good. It could be used for bad. There's still a lot of terrible things that the printing press generates that I wish people wouldn't write, but they still happen, but you can also use it for good. Kick forward maybe 20 years ago, the internet. What was the first thing that caused the internet to grow? And let me go even further. What was the first thing that caused the internet to grow, and was also the first thing that forced or drove innovation in the internet age for people to figure out e-commerce so they could take money over the internet? You know what it was? It was porn.
Yes.
The first e-commerce sites that accepted credit cards were porn sites. In the beginning of the internet, 80% of the traffic was porn. And we said the same thing. This is terrible. We need to block the internet. This thing is evil. And then people started using it for YouTube and for learning and for Amazon and for et cetera, et cetera. And now the internet is quite the great thing. It's the same question we're asking now about AI. And you have actually answered it in your question. You said you see some videos now and you have to take an extra step and do some research. Why? Because it's now public knowledge. You cannot necessarily believe everything you see. Culture develops. Culture will grow. The older generations, like my father and mother, sorry for they're listening right now, sorry for putting I on blast, I have to constantly send them reminders. Remember, things are changing. Not because you see the video of it mean it's true. You got to take an extra step. But your generation, Kevin,
it's easy for us to catch.
It's very easy for you to say, all right, I got to do extra little research. I see something on Facebook. I see a post on Facebook. Forget video. I see a post. I'm not going to believe it. I'm going to assume, let me go check. So, oh, it is legit. Culture develops, culture shifts, culture moves. We're going to move with it. It's not going to be, paradigm ending. Yes, there's some bad about it, but what are we going to use it for? Bad or good? I choose to use it for the absolute best possible good I could use it for.
All right, Gregory Richardson, poor little boy from French Quarter, now doing this thing, representing not only himself, but also St.Maarten as well. And we're definitely proud of you, man. A lot of people are loving this discussion that we're having. It's going to be posted on our Facebook page a little bit later on today, so you can catch up. People are asking to repeat those websites again.
I'll give you one website. Every way you can contact me, all the socials, everything is on this website. Scroll down to the bottom. bottom. Lots of free stuff on the website. Free blogs, free articles, free videos, a lot of free stuff. You'll also see about the courses, but if you don't want the courses, put them aside. There's tons of stuff there that can help you. It is www. My name, Gregory, Gregory, Richardson, Richardson, .ai. GregoryRichardson.ai. You can find everything there. Connect with me. Like I said, no AI. That's me answering all of those emails, texts, DMs, etc.
All right, there you have it. Well, Greg, thank you for joining us today on the Super Duper Morning Show. It was definitely a pleasure to have you here with us and back on St.Maarten as well. And do you know when you're going to be back? Maybe to do another course or anything?
I don't know about a course, but I'm going to be back early in November because I have some follow-up work to do. And there will definitely be a follow-up course the week of February the 2nd.
Okay.
For sure. That's already locked in. It's going to be the same thing, and I'll post on the website about that. So, but for sure, the next course will be then. There might be one sooner.
Nice.
But for sure, February 2nd, that's locked.
Okay. We also have some local entrepreneurs here. Like, I don't know if you've met up with Ife Badajo, as well. Yeah.
I was in a conference with her about a month ago here by the FAVE schools. Very, she's killing the game right now. And like I said, everyone has access to this, and don't give me a minute.
Go ahead.
Don't be afraid. We got to fight here in St.Maarten. This is not for the rest of the world. This is just for St.Maarten. This ain't going to be on the Facebook site. Wink, wink. This is just this is just for St.Maarten. We locals have to fight extra hard against your internal initial reaction to feel like, oh, I in AI, so nobody else should be in AI. They're thieving from me in AI. Oh, I's a barber. He becoming a barber?
Yeah.
Oh my, look, dude, it got enough hairs to cut to where you could have 1 million barbers.
Yeah.
It got enough AI problems to where you could have 1 million AI people. It got enough radio stations and ears listening to the radio. It could have 15 different radio stations with 15 different people doing their thing.
True.
You do your unique thing in whatever your niche is. Focus on it, grow in it, improve in it, and do not knock down the other people.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Yeah, I encourage every IFE, I encourage every young person. There's a couple young people that already hit me up. Hey, Greg, I want to get into AI. Dude, I'm going to give you books for free. I'm going to give you, a guy from one of the schools said he can't even make it to the event this weekend. I told him, I'm giving you all of the content for free.
Wow.
He's a teacher at one of the schools, an IT teacher. I said, you're getting all of the automations for free. You're getting the book for free. You're getting the materials for free. I'm going to send you some extra stuff as well. Why? Because you out there teaching them people. So I can't promise I'll do that for everybody, but anytime you see somebody coming in your field, don't feel, that's probably the most important thing.
Yeah.
We incline towards crab in the bucket. We need to start inclining away from it. So yeah, your first reaction going to feel intimidation. Pause, take a breath, lean into it, and say, you know what, I'm not going to be intimidated. How can I help you?
Right.
Do that.
Let's collaborate. Let's
collaborate.
It.
Right.
Yeah.
We could do a project together. Let's do it. Let's rock.
All right.
So that goes for across the board. That's probably the most important thing, in my opinion, I've said today. And that's not about AI. That's about any field. Yeah. Let's help each other, build each other up, collaborate, and grow.
Yeah, I think I gotta leave that part in because that was good. That was deep, man. That was deep. Greg, thank you very much for joining us. I know you gotta get some breakfast with your kids. So I know they're waiting for you. The eggs are getting cold. But before you leave, I have one more question for you, which is our question of the day. What percentage is your phone battery on right now?
Probably 80 or 90%. For two reasons. One, I discharge my phone in the night.
Okay.
Two, it's at 80%. It's a Samsung, so Apple phones are crap. Samsung phones, even can you put the phone on this there, please? Even with the dual screen.
Oh, you got that one. Oh, nice.
Understand with where's my there? Even with the dual screen and the folding thing, my battery's still on 80%, and I've been using it the whole day.
Whatever.
So get an Android device, and welcome to the 21st century, y'all.
Greg, thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you here, and keep up the great work, much success, man. All right, it's Laser 101 Station with the Attitude Super Duper Morning Show. We got birthdays coming up next, so stay tuned.